I remembered all the buttons today.
Yeah.
All the buttons.
All the buttons.
All the buttons have been done today. So now I can sit here and say, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. I bid you welcome.
We're trying to do like Vincent Price.
No, that's right out of the Dracula, the movie.
Oh.
From like the 40s or 50s one, though. When we did the podcast on with Billy. I can't remember who was actually the part.
I don't know.
Anyway. Hi. It is Monday. It is 8 o'clock. And if it's Monday, 8 o'clock, then it is your time to join us. And it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World Weekly. I am your host. My name is Juno. With me, as always, is Anakin. Wait, no.
Oh, if we're going to do that, go Padme.
Padme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for she was in purple hair.
No, it's okay. She had purple everything else.
That's a Bug. Can I tell you,
Tell me.
Bug loves the little droid intro.
Does she? Was she perking up? I was paying attention to the control panel, so I really didn't pay attention.
No, her head perked up, and she was like looking like this.
Trying to see what was going on?
Yeah. She likes the, bless you.
Hey, Scooch. Scooch so everybody can see Juno right off the jump, even though there's only the two people watching this.
Hey,
come here, boo-boo. Come here, boo-boo.
She's trying to,
Ta-da! It's puppy sighting time.
She was trying to choose violence tonight.
Look, she's surrendering. Found you guys. How you doing, Peter? Good to see you.
Yeah, we were having issues with third-party sites and StreamYard, so Instagram was not going to.
Yeah, apparently Instagram is going to have issues tonight. So if you're watching us on Insta feeds, sorry, I can't do anything about it. They're acknowledging that Meta is having some issues. But I'm not sure how that's affecting Facebook. Instagram and Facebook are linked, right? So I don't know. I don't expect to understand these things. I don't actually have any graphics together. Let's go over what we're doing, as we always do, on a regular. So, as you know, we are doing the Flower City Comic Con coming up in September, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th. And right there, top of the list. Hi, Melissa. Yeah. We have Miss Amy Acker.
She's got purple hair.
No, yes, that's true. That's purple. It looks blue, and that's purple over here. Also with Miss Amy Acker will be Mr. D.B. Woodside, who I showed his picture off to some family yesterday, and they were like, "Oh my God, him! That's so awesome!" So that's kind of cool. With Amy and DB will be Kaylee McKee, Megan Hollingshead, Guy Gilchrist, Jeff Klein, Michael Golden, and Renee Witterstatter. Right now, as it stands, for all you people who always like to ask, do you have more guest announcements? The answer is no. No, we don't.
Do we have the one Mike DiCarlo?
I don't see a Mike DiCarlo one. I have Comic Chicks, but not Mike DiCarlo.
Yes.
We have to add Mike DiCarlo.
We have to add Mike DiCarlo. He is another artist.
Yep, and we just added a replica Jeep from Jurassic Park.
Yes,
so that'll be fun.
Well, it's probably.
What's going on my arm? So you got a rash or something. That's weird. Anyway.
That Renee Witterstatter draws stuff for Jurassic Park. Now we've got a Jeep from Jurassic Park.
So
there's
a recent Jurassic Park movie that's come out.
I know.
So there's a whole lot of connection there. It's connectivity upon the connections. But you didn't sign in this evening to watch us babble on about connecting things. Otherwise, we would be doing a live build on Lego or something like that.
I have to fix my Star Wars logo sign.
Oh, no.
Yeah. One of my students built it, and the Wars part, the A was not necessarily.
If I seem to be fairly low energy tonight, that's because I am. I'm exhausted. So.
Yeah, he was napping 15 minutes ago.
I'm doing the best I can here, people. I am doing the best I can.
I inadvertently startled him to wake him up.
Oh, Jesus. I was watching. Were we watching?
Who
do you think you are?
Yes.
The Ancestry show that I love so much. I love genealogy and Ancestry stuff.
Thing about Ashley Judd, and we were watching the Ollie Murs.
Who I still have no idea who the hell.
Singer-songwriter from England.
Okay.
Was on the X Factor.
But the next thing I know, I was watching me. Yeah. So here I is. My show prep was anyway.
Okay. Well,
but we wanted to talk about something else in particular today. We finally have an opportunity to talk about something that Andy Jr. has had on our list for quite some time.
Yeah.
And that will be Ironheart on Disney Plus, the latest MCU entry, which is I thought was quite good. There were some issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was not perfect. It did not land like some other MCU series that I've seen lately. But it was good in the overall. Now, Ironheart is a character. Oh, excuse me.
No.
It centers around Riri Williams, who we have talked about in the past. She was featured in Wakanda Forever. She is kind of a spiritual successor to Iron Man, but she's doing her own thing.
Yes.
And so it's Riri, defining herself and dealing with her situation and becoming who she is going to eventually be. Finding Your Roots, that's another good one. That's a different show entirely, Peter, but it's another good show.
Yeah.
Finding Your Roots is typically on PBS, and the difference, here we go, tangent, and I love doing those when I'm trying to talk about something else.
We're really good at that.
Yeah. Finding Your Roots on PBS there's a presenter who has everything done for the celebrity, right? So the celebrity comes in and they have this whole presentation set up. But with Who Do You Think You Are, they actually put a camera crew with the celebrity and then guide them through the past. So they're kind of their own presenter.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah. So they go, like instance, Ashley was going on her own adventure, going through from Kentucky to Boston, Massachusetts to England, to follow that she had an ancestor that was on the Mayflower. So that was kind of neat. Batman John is here.
So the storyline.
So we're going to back up to Ironheart.
Genius teenage inventor Riri Williams creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man.
Yes.
And the tagline is "Every dream has a cost."
Yes, because they dabble in magic as well. Now, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Spoiler territory. You have been warned. If you have not watched the show yet, now would be a great time to log off, come back and watch the West Coast feed, as Andy Sr. would like to say every so often. Hi, John. Good to see you, man. So here we are in spoiler territory at this time. So it starts off with Riri blowing up in another experiment at MIT to the point where they actually kick her out. She's been expelled from MIT. This is after her adventures in Wakanda, because she makes a reference to it on a couple of occasions. And she heads home to Chicago in defeat. She essentially steals her suit that she had been building at MIT, but it breaks down and falls apart on her by the time she's home. So it's her literally rebuilding her life from scratch. I did like the fact that she had such a wonderful home life. Her mother was there. Mother was very supportive. Just kind of took everything in stride. She has her friends, and aunts and uncle, whatever. They were all there. Everybody was kind of like just, they were giving her a little elbow and whatnot, but they were not like down on her or anything like that. Right. I thought that was nice. That was cool. That was a good touch.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Yeah, there you go. See? The exhaustion is catchy. So she goes about the business of starting from scratch, rebuilding her suit. She falls in with some not so savory characters. They're ne'er-do-wells. They're playing some like Italian job level heists. Like they're not trying to go out and just plow through the front door and kill people. They were trying to do like a whole lot of like, getting resources and stealing access and almost building like a business empire of sorts. You don't really know why yet, right off the top. Mm-hmm. But they're being led by a very interesting, charismatic young man who has a magic cloak, is basically what it looked like, and called himself the Hood. And so you see this marriage of technology and here's a extra.
And that would be
technology and magic. And Parker was the one who was the magic person, and his crew, and everybody kind of had their own job. You had Slug, who was the hacker wizard. You had Clown, who was demolitions. You had the Blood Sibs that were basically just a pair of Australian kids just like beating on everything. So they were your assault folks. And then you had Parker. And his Rampage was was their tech guy for a while. What had happened is that they were on a job, and their tech guy Stewart, just call me Rampage, man, screwed up, and so they were looking for somebody to replace Stewart. and that's how they managed to find Riri, because they knew she was in town. She was well advertised as being some sort of tech whiz, and so that kind of one thing led to another for Riri to fall in with these guys. You're starting to see throughout the course of it that Parker and his magic hood, there was a little bit more going on there than they were letting on, and that it was kind of possessing him little by little. And so he had the charm and the charisma, and he was holding them together. And he seemed to be pretty level-headed. But as the story started progressing and things kind of started unraveling a little bit more, you see Parker kind of like giving in a little bit more and falling apart a little bit more. Hello, Sierra. Good to see you. So, and then it wraps up in the final episode. You see who Parker's benefactor has been, and as the reveal was happening, I was watching this with Melissa. As the real reveal was happening, and you see Sacha Baron Cohen has joined the MCU,
Right.
which that's going to be wild, right? But he's playing this character, and I'm like, if this is who I think it is, there's going to be a couple thousand fanboys punching the air, because people have been predicting every time magic is involved at some level in the MCU, everybody's like, Mephisto, Mephisto, Mephisto. So finally, y'all are justified, as Mephisto has joined the MCU under being acted in by Sacha Baron Cohen. Borat is Mephisto, and I thought it was great. He was very casual and charming and sinister without being what I'm used to seeing from Sacha Baron Cohen. When I'm not a big fan of his in the overall. A lot of the things he's done, aside from King Julian in the Madagascar movies, because those were fun movies, right? I've never been a big fan. So when I see him involved in something, it kind of turns me off a little bit. But I'm happy to say that he was surprising. There was a level of like that casually sinister that I really liked, the way it kind of played into the character without being over the top and goofy, which is what I think. Like Sacha Baron Cohen to me is right up there with Will Ferrell. He's just unnecessarily goofy in a lot of the things that he's done. I saw no Borat in his character, thankfully. I agree with you, Melissa. I agree with you, honey. And that's, I think, was very gratifying to see that he's in it, and he's bringing that presence without making it a joke, right? There were some really cool, like, little hints. Like at one point when he's talking to Riri, and they're in a diner, and you see the spoon pass by. His reflection was the demonic devil kind of.
I missed that
kind of reflection. It was it was like a hint and you miss it, blink and you miss it kind of thing.
Well, I was also watching the last 2 episodes on my phone like this.
Yes.
So
we've gotten to the basic gist. Tell me what you thought of the show in general. There, co-host of mine.
I liked it overall.
I agree.
There's just some things that I was trying to follow storyline wise about why the Hood was getting tattoos every.
He was trying to hide the scarring that was happening.
Okay, so like every so many days.
Yeah, every so often he was doing tattoos to try and hide the scars because he thought that people were going to like see the scars and freak out. So that's why he was trying to have them covered.
Yeah, well.
And then they progressed to the point where it just didn't matter.
Did not matter.
And then you find out it was all a revenge plot on his rich father.
Yeah.
The whole thing was trying to take over businesses
That was like, all of a sudden, swoop, I'm like.
Yeah, that felt, and Mel's pointed it out too, it really felt forced. There were some pieces of the story that felt like they were trying to ram them into place so they could get them in 6 episodes.
Well, because that was the first house in the first episode or the second episode that whatever. So then they came back to it, and I'm like, why the hell are they going back to that house? And then the connection came in, but it still was. It's a revenge thing, and so revenge never really works so well.
Revenge never works out for anybody, especially in pop culture. The only time I've ever seen revenge work out was like the Count of Monte Cristo. Mm-hmm. That's that kind of a thing. But that was intentional. That was like you wanted the good guy to win the entire time.
But
this was like your hero was involved. And, and then there was a lot of nuances to Riri's story. Like, I liked how she was trying to develop an AI like Shuri had.
Mm-hmm.
She was jealous of Shuri's AI in Wakanda, so she wanted to make one of her own. So she decided to map it from her own brain patterns.
And got her best friend.
And got her now deceased best friend back in that way. And it took her some time to actually kind of like acclimate to that.
Correct.
And I thought that was weird because, I don't know if I were in the same situation and I got a friend back that way. Like if it was me and I was suddenly, I was trying to put that together, and the next morning I wake up and there's like my buddy Brian who passed away 15 years ago. I'd be freaking over the moon. So it really felt like, why are you being so negative about this? I couldn't understand why she reacted so strongly.
Well, because I don't think that she had dealt with the death of her was it Gary and her stepfather and
her friend
Natalie, and I think she was probably feeling some guilt that she survived. That
so you think survivor's guilt led into that?
That she survived during that shooting because she was in the garage also, but she was in a different spot.
Yeah,
so I think she was over by the tool box or whatever it was called.
No, she was with the car. If I remember correctly, she was like right within the door of that car that become the center point of all of stuff.
So I think because she didn't want to go back to the garage, she didn't want to talk about her stepdad. And I think the mom brought it up. At least she's like, you need to whatever. And Riri's like, no, type thing. So that could possibly be. And then Mephisto was definitely tweaking Hood's perception of things because he wanted to know who killed his cousin. And it was Riri. However,
she really didn't.
But, right, that's the thing. But Mephisto made it seem like she did.
Yeah.
But she was fighting for her own life, and it was all self-defense, and they were trying to...
she mentioned she froze and never wanted to be that weak again, which is why she was so crazy about making the suit. Yeah, she wanted... people were like, why are you trying to follow Iron Man? Why are you trying to follow Iron Man? Why the Iron Suit? Why the Iron Suit? They thought she was trying to like copy Tony Stark, be the next Tony Stark. But she's like, no, I'm doing it for my own purposes. I'm doing it to protect my family and doing it because I never wanted to be weak again. And I thought that was a great angle. There was a lot of things to it. And then she had this black market parts dealer played by Alden Elridge, who some of you might know as Han Solo from the Han Solo movie that came out that Ron Howard made a couple of years ago that had Emilia Clarke, thank you, in it. And he had a reveal too. He had a surprise reveal, turning out that the character was actually the son of Jeff Bridges' character from the first Iron Man movie. Ironmonger, the original villain. So I thought that was an interesting twist and turn there as that went. I'm sorry, I'm babbling on. I'm kind of like not focused at the moment.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a day. It happens.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to pull apart, and there's a lot to...
Yeah. And it was only 6 episodes, so it was easy. It was easy to watch. It was easy to get through it.
Well, yeah. However,
the action was pretty good too. I like the action scenes. I like Riri's using the suit. She really kind of she held her own. She knew what she was doing. There was some inexperience. You could see that they were showing that she was not like the veteran superhero kind of thing going on, but that she had this great potential. And she was very quick to learn and understand what was going on in front of her. I thought it was interesting that they just didn't make her a token smart girl prodigy kind, that she had a depth to her. She had a complexity to her. She had an understanding of things. She had a way of looking at the world. And I thought that was very interesting, the way they developed the character.
Well, right now it says Ironheart's not officially canceled, but a second season is highly unlikely due to poor viewership numbers. While Disney and Marvel never officially announced the show's cancellation, the lack of renewal and poor viewership data strongly suggests it will not be renewed for a second season. The show failed to chart on Luminate and other viewership charts indicates low audience engagement and it's a major red flag for a show's future.
I think they really got to stop worrying about stuff that and just start telling stories. Because there's a lot of comic books out there that are written for groups of people, and they those groups are not often large.
Mm-hmm.
Mel's makes a great point, though. It was so funny when the ashes fell on the floor, and he mentioned scooping up Dad from the floor. Yeah, there's a scene where Joe, who turns out to be Ezekiel Stain, Obadiah's son, has a tin in the kitchen, and he pulls out a bag, and it's Obadiah Stain's ashes. So in his own way, Jeff Bridges' character makes a cameo,
mm-hmm.
And some of it spills out. There's like a little jostling or something, and some of the ashes spill out on the floor. And he just pulls out a dustbuster and goes, "I got to clean up Dad," or something like that. It was just so irreverent and hilarious and awkward at the same time, but it made a very funny moment. I liked it.
Well, so the first season ending with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's another reason why.
Potential continuation.
They really need to make that.
There is a strong fan interest in seeing more of Riri Williams and her story. Dominique Thorne has expressed interest in continuing the role and exploring the character's future.
Mm-hmm.
She did not audition for the role.
Really?
That was part of the trivia that I saw.
She just was selected. Somebody saw her and said, "We want this one."
I'm guessing so. Where's
my little powerhouse? That one.
Where's my IMDb?
I wonder why people refuse to watch it. I mean, here's the thing: how much of it was genuine disinterest? Like, okay, you know what? It's another MCU series. I'm really not into it at the moment. It's not really attracting my attention. And how much of it was people boycotting it because it's so woke?
Or they released it in July, where people are on vacation.
Yeah,
people are outside.
Yeah.
They're not going to be inside binge watching TV shows.
Right.
That's the thing that
maybe it'll pick up in the fall. Maybe somebody will come back and be like, "Oh, this has been out for a couple months. Let me watch it now."
Yeah, because now it's rainy or snowy or whatever, and I think part of it is when it was released.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I hear you.
It's not.
No, that makes sense. That actually does make sense. Mel's brings up a great question. Poll, who thinks she turned to the dark side? And for those of you who watched, it was a little confusing on whether or not she was taking Mephisto's deal at the very end.
Yeah, that's why it was.
It looked like flashbacks and wishes and dreams and back and forth kind of a thing. I think she took it. I
hope she didn't.
I would wish that she hadn't, but I think she did. That's a thing, and that's what would have been covered in season 2, is her kind of getting involved and then having to get out of that.
Now, is that in the comics?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the Ironheart comics. I have Ironheart issue. I have Ironheart issue 1 because I collect a lot of stuff like that. Introductory episodes and to new series and things like that. But I did not follow it, so I do not know. Are you looking that up?
Yes.
It's possible, but then again, I don't know if the comic books cover her having any interaction with Wakanda and being friends with Shuri. So, this might be a whole new thing. Have you seen Superman yet?
Sean and I are going on Friday.
All right. I think I might try to talk to Melissa and go and see it Wednesday.
Because we're supposed to be talking about that next week.
Because that's going to be next week's conversation.
So, Sean and I were talking yesterday, and because I was asking him what time would work for him.
Yeah.
And we didn't really want to do the 7:00 show, right. So it's 5:45.
So, is the show worth recommending?
If you're a Marvel fan and you want to be a completist, yes.
Do you feel it's necessary to watch it, though?
No.
You don't feel like it's necessary.
It's not integral
to the overall story arc at the moment.
Correct. At the moment.
We don't know. There might be some nuances to it when Doomsday starts coming out. When we start seeing Dr. Doom hit the scene, you might see something entirely different.
So we don't know. Wednesday, you guys have plans, Goof. Maybe Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
You better put it on his calendar.
I think it's on my calendar already. I have to look.
It's a matter of looking at the calendar.
16. Oh yeah, we have dinner with Courtney and Ryan.
So I guess you're not going to the movies on Wednesday.
No, it's okay. I can wait till Saturday.
John says Superman was a lot of fun to watch.
Good. Yeah, I'm hearing that mainly. There's a couple people who are speaking ill of it, and I don't care because I know these people.
There's got to be the naysayers somewhere.
Oh, there's naysayers all over the place. They're terrible. They're terrible.
So.
All right. I have been using my the calendar on my phone a lot more in the past few months. Somebody has been influencing me to start using it.
You have a tendency to forget things.
I'm terrible at it. I know. I embrace my failings.
You couldn't even forgot that we had our meetup on Thursday, the 17th. For those that want to come out and meet us and potentially be volunteers.
I'm so glad you brought that.
Come out to Black Creek Park out in North Chilai between 6 and 8. When you go into the park, go left, come down around the thing, find all the cars.
This is for folks who are even intent already and have applied to become volunteers. This is more of a meetup than a meeting. Right. This is going to be a new way that Dan's wanting to kind of get everybody together. So this coming Thursday, the 17th of July, like you were saying, from 6 to 8 at Black Creek Park in North Chilai, we are going to be there, and we are going to be
with snacks and games.
Snacks and games and stuff. So come hang out, come visit, come meet some people. If you are interested in volunteering, if you've never done it before and you would like to, this would be a great opportunity for you to come out and get to know us. And we will give you a QR code so you can lock into the application and sign yourself up. We're looking for at least 60 people this year. Right now, we're at about 22. So as you can tell, we need a lot of legs and a lot of pairs of hands to help us out. Now, will we be doing other meetups throughout the course of the rest of the summer? Yes. So if you missed this particular meetup, don't worry. There will be others.
Laura.
I need to message you, Chris. I'm interested, but I work the 17th. That's fine, Laura. Yeah.
You answered your question.
Yeah, seriously. I didn't even see her.
We're going to have other meetups.
We're going to have other meetups. There's going to be other opportunities. And if you can't make any of those, we still have the volunteer application online on the FC3 website under the apply button. So if you click on that, you'll see the volunteer button and you just fill that out no matter what. And we will talk to you and make sure you have all the information you need to become volunteers. And if you bring friends, I will love you all the more. Because, like I said, we want at least 60 people. We had 58 on the roster last year. Only 37 of them showed up. And we were struggling. We were very much struggling. We cannot run a show this big now on 30. We had 19 people in our first show in 2016, right? And we had 80 vendors, and we had like 6 guests, and we had about 1,500 ticket holders, and that's fine.
Smaller.
We could do it with 19 people.
We were on one small floor.
Yep. And now we're on a large venue with outdoor venue pieces. We have several more guests. We're up to 200 plus vendors. We have large exhibition floor spaces. We need the bodies. That doesn't mean I'm going to take everybody and anybody, because there is a vetting process. We do want to talk to you. We want to get to know you a little bit better. So some folks who have volunteered for us in the past, just, maybe this is not the right thing for you. But bring friends, be involved, and we would love to have you with us. We're looking for at least 60 dedicated folks to help us out this year. So that'd be kind of cool if one of those people were you. And if you're not capable, hey, share it with others. So that'll be a thing. If you need someone that's around to help, but it's not technically a volunteer, I could try. Sierra, I wouldn't put you through that. Don't worry about that. Because there's a lot to be done, and it can be very distracting for somebody who just wants to go to the con and have fun. Laura Jane remembers the first show. Yep, I do too, vividly. Can't believe this is going to be our 9th show.
If you guys haven't seen them yet, Dan's starting to drop the TikToks.
Yep. Yep.
So we had kind of the outtake goof type one was initially.
Yeah, that was silly.
It was just silly.
Yeah.
And then kicking off number 1, they started while I was in the house, and then I came out of the sliding glass door, and I'm like, ooh, and I ducked like this, and then Chris is like, what? And then Dan shook pants. I'm like, I was trying to avoid it. So.
Yeah, it didn't work out so well. But that's okay. We still love you. Just don't shoot me with a
Dalek again?
Yeah.
Okay, we knew what
I don't know if we're going to have any of the Daleks down from Canada.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to those guys in so long. They were so cool. I miss those guys. I just don't know if a Dalek would be comfortable on the AstroTurf. That's the thing. Is I don't know if those would work.
I would say
we have very little flat actual
R2 can't
there.
really.
Yeah, R2 has very limited range at the venue.
So
I would hate to have those guys come down from Toronto just to have their very elaborate, in-depth creations get stuck on AstroTurf. It would be terrible.
They'd have to just roll around outside and on the concrete.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't do that to them, especially if the weather was crappy. So those of you who complained about the heat last year, we hear you. We're working on bringing in more fans and more air conditioning stuff. We're going to be supplementing the TSE's own climate control systems to try and help out. There will be generators on site to help power extra devices and extra units and extra computers for
we're going to have
water
stations or misting
stations. We're going to have water stations. We're going to have both water stations and misting stations because we're going to be prepared. Now, we're going to be so prepared for another hot day, and it's probably going to be like 60 degrees, right where we expected it to be last year. But at least we'll be prepared because, like Tony Stark, we learn from our mistakes. That's a thing. See, I tied it back around to iron stuff.
And it's like we're always evolving, and I'm like, we cannot control the weather.
We can't.
So if anyone has a direct line to Mother Nature,
keep it to yourself because you don't want to advertise that you know that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
you never mind. Just put a good word in for us.
That's exactly what I was doing.
That's
Pray
it.
for Mother Nature gods.
That's it.
Because
Sylvanas, hear us.
Yes.
There's a lot of dog hair on the carpet.
I know. So she was like rolling around back here.
I haven't vacuumed the second floor in a couple of days, and it shows. Mm-hmm. I haven't raked her out in a few days either.
I was going to say, should I take another picture of her underneath the chair? This one's back legs, like I did Friday night for gaming.
Yeah, Sierra, that's essentially it. We're going to have water stations and misting stations, so that they're essentially water coolers. So
yeah,
we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready for anything as we always do. And if something happens we weren't ready for, we'll figure a way around it anyway. I got sneeze. Hey, thank you for letting me sneeze for a change. You do that. It hurts. Melissa and I were talking about the other day. Bless you. This suddenly stops your sneeze and then it's caught and it hurts. That
I'm cooking. Cooling.
Yeah.
Cooling towels for con weekend.
Yeah. So
that covers that message to Anne because she had like cases of them.
That covers a lot of ground. So Ironheart, don't go out of your way to watch it. But you know what? If you do, it's gonna be fun. You'll enjoy it. It'll be good. It'll be I think entertaining. It's not. There's so many people out there pointing at all these lost cause projects that Disney Plus put in for MCU. I haven't seen any of those. I like She-Hulk. I liked Echo.
I loved Agatha All Along.
Agatha All Along was great. There's been a lot of good stuff out there in the Marvelverse. Take it all in. Take it with a grain of salt. Some of it's going to be awesome. Some of it isn't. It's okay, but none of it is
not for everybody.
But none of it is bad.
No.
But that's the Marvel comic book universe as well. There's so many different characters and so many different story takes and so many different approaches to so many different things. Marvel created a canvas that you could tell just about any story from. And there you have it. And please look another fire.
It wasn't a fire drill.
It wasn't a drill. There was an actual event, and we handled it. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it. And we can't say no. I mean, if it happens, it happens. We got to just deal with it, right? That's one of those things. Yeah. So
I would suggest those cooling towels. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you can get them on Amazon or wherever, and you just put it in cold water or whatever, and then you drape it around the back of your neck. I used it on Saturday at the Geneseo Air Show. Otherwise, I would have completely melted.
If you're a furry, you might just want to keep the suit at home. Just saying.
Look at a different cosplay. I don't know. You're just
shush. All right. So that's good enough for tonight. So we're going to talk a little bit about Superman next week. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of you guys on the 17th. Like I said, Black Creek Park in North Chili. They'll be from 6 to 8 on Thursday the 17th. So come join us, come meet us, come hang out with us, come be a part of the team. and we will love you and miss you and take care of you as best we possibly can. So for Tanya and for myself, I am going to say, have a great week, have a safe week, and we will talk to you again next week. I gotta go now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.